Thank you, Marge. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Good.
I feel I'm the luckiest guy on the planet right now. To be the only guy here at this event, I feel privileged, I'm honored, and I thank you all for accepting me. Leadership and respect is what I'm going to talk about. And I'm very, very sure we all have a sense of what leadership is. So I'll start there. Now, I use John Maxwell's model of leadership. He's a thought leader on leadership. Maxwell defines leadership as being the person that others will gladly and confidently follow. The two keywords are being gladly, which means you want to follow that person. You're not forced to. And confidently means you have no reservations. Right? So those two keywords are very important in that definition of leadership. Now, but that same definition of leadership has two perspectives. There's the leader's perspective, that's you, the leader. Then there's the follower's perspective. And most books written about leadership focus on the leader's perspective, which is focused on cultivating abilities and skills for leadership. So they go into concepts like defining vision, developing strategies, bringing people together, etc. And we spend tremendous resources and time, for those of us who aspire to be leaders and those who already are leaders, spending time to become better at it by cultivating additional habits and skills, right? That's the easy part of leadership, in my opinion. Why? Because you control that part. You can determine if you want to go get additional skills, abilities, things like that. However, the other perspective, which is the follower's perspective, involves those that are following you. The collective of individuals, you don't control them. All right? The question now is, how do you get them to follow you? You could be the best, the most skilled, gifted leader from your perspective. But if those followers say, yeah, we're not interested, what do? That's where respect comes into play. And based on my research on respect, it was very logical that respect and leadership actually formed a very powerful nexus. Now, respect by definition is, based on my research, comes down to one word: valuation. The same way that you take a piece of jewelry, go to an expert, and say, how much is it worth? What does the expert do? They go through the magic. If it's a diamond ring, a carat, clarity, etc. They give you a monetary value, right? If it's a house that you like appraised, you go to an expert appraiser. They go to the neighborhood, construction, etc. At the end of that process, you have a monetary value. However, respect is valuation of people, not object. And so, respect is the currency of valuing people. See the analogy? But it happens in your mind, psychologically rooted. So when you meet a person, you take in all the observations, things about them that assimilate, you get to know them better. Over time, your mind is going through all of those information, and you ultimately put a value on that person. And that value keeps changing. The currency of that value is respect. Now, that is where respect comes into play on the follower perspective. Why? Because followers will not follow someone that they don't respect. Right? Now, what I want to share with you in the next minute is a deeper insight to the respect that you, as the leader, should demonstrate and exhibit so that followers will voluntarily want to follow you, to allow you to influence them readily. Because that currency of respect, of valuing people, has three denominations. You know what they are? The first denomination of respect, I call it categories of respect as well. The first is human respect. That is me valuing you as a result of the humanity that we all share. I'm human, you're human. We have human dignity that we all share. We have self-respect. If I value myself based on my value system in a way that lets me see what attributes I have that make me human, I'll see those in you as well. So I value you based on the humanity that we share. and the human dignity that comes from being a human person, and knowing that we all have a value system which are very different. So that currency of respect, that definition of respect, is human respect. It's one distinct denomination of respect. And it's the basic, it's the foundation for the other two. The second denomination is what I call positional respect. Unlike human respect, which is instilled in you from the day you're born until you become a mature adult, positional respect has nothing to do with you at all. You know why? Because it has to do with the role in society that you serve in, you function in. If you're a parent, a teacher, a lawyer, lawyer.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry, Kay. Or a governor of the state, or a farmer, whatever the profession or the role of function is. When you serve in a function, either within your home as a parent, the community, the region, globally even, the president of the country, that role, society has put a value on it, which is why it exists. Now, when you serve in that role, you inherit the respect, the value that that role commands while you're serving in it. And others recognize that role and the importance of it will afford you the respect that the role commands. All right? That's different from human respect, right? So human respect is instilled in you growing up. Positional, you inherit based on the role you serve in. The third category, the denomination of respect, is earned respect. That's the one you hear people earn respect, right? That type of respect, category of respect, is one where you control from the time you're a mature adult until you die. You control that. Because your actions and your deeds are observed by others, and they then judge you psychologically, assess you based on your actions and deeds, and reach a value. If your actions are in line with theirs, with what they think is appropriate, they'll reward you with that acknowledgement. If it's negative, they will either not show it or show it negatively. When you add human respect, positional respect, and earned respect together, you have the total respect that you command at any point in time. Isn't it amazing that the greatest leaders in the world understand that concept because they value those they work with at all three levels: human, positional, and earned. And they do it fairly. And when, as a leader, when you value others fairly, guess what happens? They see you as a respectable person. They in turn respect you and allow you to influence them. That's how the follower's perspective of leadership is amplified and enhanced. Because those who follow you let you influence them because you respect them. So let me close by saying that while respect itself isn't necessarily requiring leadership, leadership always requires respect. And the most respected leaders are the most influential who want to become the greatest leaders. Thank you.
Thank you.